Hey guys, this is Shane and welcome to my Curator of the Lost channel. Today, I'm just going over books that I found in the last week or so. I had a stop by my library bookstore and found a few things, and then I was in Milwaukee, Wisconsin for, I don't know, I guess 3 days, and I pushed a short on the main library there in downtown Milwaukee. It's just a great library and love Milwaukee. So I found 6 or 7 books there, so maybe 15 or 16 books I want to show you with some great resale potential. So before I jump in, I just want to say thank you for the continued channel support. Thank you for the views, for subscribers. If you haven't subscribed, hit that button, hit it, and we'll just keep doing this, see what happens. So with that, let's jump in. So I'll show you the first things I found from my library, my local library. And most of these, softbacks here are like 50 cents and hardbacks are $1. I had one exception. I think I paid $2, another maybe $6. But here's kind of some cool things I found. The first thing is this, it's like a whitewater rafting Tales of Terror. And this is, I think, from the 80s. And I have sold comps on this thing it's 1983. And it's just kind of got some, cool cartoons in it. I have sold comps on this for, my cheat sheet, sold comps 15 to 20 bucks. So nice find. And next door to that was a canoeing whitewater. I don't have sold comps on this one, but this is from the Appalachians, Eastern West Virginia, the Smokies. I do see this listed for 20 to 25. It's an older edition, but I think that it's still got value. Maybe not the 25, but I'm thinking I'll still be able to get like 15 bucks for it. And this was another 50-cent book. So I paid $1 each for these. And I've sold this before, software. This is Rudy Rucker's. And this is one of those genres of fiction, and especially in like the science fiction that I look for. Anything that's kind of like cyberpunk, and this is definitely in his cyberpunk. There's this is the first one. I think Wetware's the second. There's actually 4 books in this whole series, but these I paid $1 for. I can usually get these two together, maybe 12 bucks for them. I just like selling them. It's a nice genre, but anytime you see the cyberpunk type genre in science fiction, it's usually a no-brainer. It usually sells for pretty good money. Usually a lot more than these. So anyway, that's good. Now here's something I paid $2 for at my library, and it's weird. I don't know what I'm gonna sell it for yet, or how well it'll sell. It's just one of these collectible items from like this Aerojet, and it's Titan III, the missile rocket system, propulsion systems from the 80s. And it goes over, it literally goes over the rocket. Different propellants, all this stuff. So anyway, I don't know what it'll go, but it was $2. It's one of those things that's kind of like almost historical memorabilia, right? In addition to just being a book. So pay $2 for it. I think it'll sell good. Here's one, another one I paid 50 cents for. It's a paperback on modern batteries. This is actually the first edition. There's a second edition, much newer, that is, brings 70 to 100 bucks. I think this will still bring like 20 bucks. You have to be careful on textbooks, right? And things like this, because they can be dated and they just don't hold their value. There are classic texts that do. I always say, look for if the author is Caltech or MIT. That gives you, sometimes it can be like a seminal textbook. But this, it's a good subject on batteries. And I did a quick look up, and I think I can get maybe 20 for this, even though it's an older edition. Then here was another one that was kind of weird. I paid a $1 for this one, the Nine Muses, about being creative. I couldn't really find sold comps on this. I see this listed for 15 to 30, so I just kind of took a shot on it. I think it'll sell. It may only sell for 10 or 12, but it was one of those, another one I kind of just took a shot at. Then there was this book, When Cotton Was King, on Concord Road. It's a history of Brentwood subdivision. So just south of Nashville, right along I-65. If you're from the Nashville area or Middle Tennessee area, at Brentwood. If you're not, that's where it is, just south of, kind of before you get to the Franklin, Cool Springs area, it's Brentwood. And so this just, you know, was kind of the history of the Brentwood area. So I thought it was cool. Kind of thing I like to sell in the store, right? Then I got this, it was actually this Barnes & Noble, I think it's a Barnes & Noble edition, pretty sure it is, of Peter Pan, one of these leather, beautiful. Paid $1.50 for this one. It only brings like 10 bucks. I think I'm gonna keep this one. I have several of these, you know, everything from Barnes & Noble to the Easton Press, even some of the Franklin leather editions. The Barnes & Noble does a really good job of making, you know, beautiful, beautiful copies of stuff. A lot of times they're illustrated. You know, this one, you can tell how, you know, they're kind of the illustrated things and the end covers. And this thing looks like it's not even ever been read. I've got several of these I found that I like that I've kept. And, you know, it's a $10, maybe $12 book. For that, I think I'll keep it with all the ones that I've collected over the years. So, and then the last one at the library was this Alan Alda, this Never Have Your Dog Stuffed. And this one is, I actually paid, you look from the library, right? So I don't have to erase that, $5. But it has the, you know, the flat signed, you know, sticker from Alan Alda, so a signed copy. I see this sold comps on this for 32 to 50 bucks. So for $5, I thought it was cool. I got it. I always liked Alan Alda, MASH, remember? Okay, so that's what I have found at my library. Now I'm going to show you what I found at the Milwaukee. You know, what I stuffed in my suitcase. So before I get into that, I'll break and I'll show you the little real short video of kind of the bookstore inside the main library there in Milwaukee. You know, it has the beautiful atrium, but then they have a cafe and a bookstore down this hall. And the ladies in there are super nice, and they always have a lady running a little coffee shop and cafe. A lot of their books are ex-library books, but a lot of them are donated as well. And if I'm there and I get a chance, I'll run in, I always find something, right? So I'll break away and show you kind of their little bookstore, 2 rooms. I didn't get something in the back room. It was really just paperbacks, a lot of ex-library paperbacks, but you'll just get a feel for it, and then I'll show you what I got. So here is the Milwaukee Public Library right there on, you know, it's like at Michigan and Wisconsin Avenue right there by the interstate. So here's the inside of the Milwaukee Main Library, just that beautiful atrium. And then I'll switch over to the little bookstore. You got to get a feel for the shelving there and how many books they've got. It, you know, decent little selection, and it's a cafe right behind that, so it's awesome. All right, so that was the layout, and that's where again, the ladies there are so nice, so cool. But the first book I got, also on there's paperbacks were $1 and hardbacks were $2, unless they were specially marked, right? First thing I got was this book on, it says Speed and Water Hurt. And this is it's a book about a Mercury boat racing teams. And, you know, so it's kind of a cool subject matter. No sold comps. I actually expected this thing to be signed. It wasn't. This is the sort of thing when I see that it often isn't inscribed, you know, by the author. I have list comps on this for 25. I think it'll, you know, it may take a while to sell. I'll probably list it at 20. But cool subject matter. Then I got this, I guess it was a ex-library, but it was this publication, Trails to Rails, and it's talking about the story of transportation progress in Illinois. And I think it's actually a reprint of, you know, something that's, or maybe it could be the original. It looks original on the inside from like the 1954, you know, about Illinois transportation, trails, rails. Anyway, I got it for $1. I see list comps for this for, like, again, the $25 range. Thought it was interesting, sort of thing I like to get. Then this was a $2 one. This Life and Adventures of a Quaker Among the Indians. It's like a $20 book. It's good. Then here was The Films of Tennessee Williams. This one was actually a surprise. It caught my eye, and then I looked it up, you know, did a quick look up, and I see these are 35 to 50 bucks. So, you know, good return for that for $2. Then this one is some Peruvian life and death at Paloma. I think it's Peruvian archaeology kind of stuff, Peruvian village. This one is, again, by the $20 book. Got it for $2. I just thought this was a gorgeous book with the photos, with the disappearing islands of the Chesapeake. I see this 20 to 40. Again, it was for $2, and it's just a gorgeous book. And then the last one was, I was surprised, and actually the lady, when she checked me out, she couldn't believe that they didn't have this one marked higher. But it's a really large book, but it's Titanic Port, about an illustrated history of Belfast Harbor. And it's just a gorgeous book. Again, $2, and I see this as 50 to 80 bucks. So I don't know if there's a lot of people clamoring around for a book on the Belfast Harbor, but it is an awesome book, and I may only list it for like $40 and see if I can move it. So that's what I found. So again, love going to Milwaukee, Wisconsin, great, friendliest people in the world, and the land of beer and cheese curds. So, I mean, what's not to like about going to Milwaukee, finding some books, checking out a couple of breweries and their cheese curds. So, and if you ever get up in that area, you've arrived in Wisconsin. I'll say, like, if you ever go to Ireland, you're in Ireland when you're drinking a Guinness. When you go to Wisconsin, you're in Wisconsin if you're drinking a Spotted Cow, okay? New Glarus, one of my favorite breweries up in that area, so I love it. They have some good ones. So anyway, hey, I hope you're finding good stuff. Again, subscribe. Thanks for the support. See cool, buy cool, and we will see you next time. Bye.